But I first want to get your opinion on having the same composition going into a game, minus the Twitch play for the Caitlyn. What's your idea of kind of trying to go back in with almost the same comp?
Well, I actually think that their comp was fine this game, but I think it would have been better with the hyper carry, like Twitch, maybe a Vayne. We saw him hovering over it. Maybe he could have went with something like that. But I think the Kale comp really excels when you have that hyper carry because you can kind of send him in first and have him like spray and pray or have a Vayne just run into the team, and you can just have him kind of act as a bait because people want to use abilities on him to like CC him, but you can't kill him at the same time because he's invulnerable. So it really messes with the mind of the enemy team when you run a hyper carry and a Kale like that.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good pick there, too. I was kind of confused by that. So I wonder if they're going to bring it out in Game 3. But on the back of that, we saw K1 Pro once again on the Thresh, and then we're going to pick into that. So do you think compLexity.Black was more on the comfort thing in this game? Or do you think they could still go further?
I think that compLexity should look to take away the Thresh for themselves. I know Bubba is really confident on that. When he hit high ELO, it was mainly Thresh and Zyra for him, and a little bit of Lulu. So I think that he should try to take the Thresh away from K1 Pro because he doesn't necessarily seem super confident on the Morgana himself. We saw a couple miss Black Shields, and since he plays Thresh well, why not deny it from somebody who's proven to hit clutch hooks?
And coming up now into the third game, what do you kind of have to worry about as a professional player with kind of fatigue coming in? What's going to happen? Do plays kind of affect you more when they go right or wrong?
You just need to be able to objectively analyze the last two games. You need to know why you lost and not get sucked into some type of mindset that would maybe be incorrect. Maybe you think that the problem is that you can't use TP or something, when in reality you just need to use TP better. Sometimes you jump to conclusions in situations like this, so you really have to keep your head about you, and you have to maintain what you practiced.
So with seeing both games right now, do you actually give an upper hand to either team, seeing the playstyle?
I actually think that compLexity.Black has a more aggressive playstyle. It seems like they have a better understanding of the early game. They did a really nice rotation that game where they had their duo laning top, and then they just randomly sent them to base, and then they came bottom, and they 4-man push bottom, and it got them out of the lane phase. So seeing things like that normally signal to me that one team might be a little bit strategically ahead of the other team. So I think that compLexity.Black is probably feeling a little bit better going into the last 3 games of the series.
And as a jungler yourself, the 2 games that we've seen here, the winner has taken more dragons in each game. The objective control here for both teams is on point. So is that going to be the thing in Game 3? Or is it going to be just what you get comfortable with?
I definitely think the dragon is going to be a big focus. It might not necessarily be the fight for the actual dragon, but maybe something that's created around it. For example, in this game, we had the dragon fight where Curse Academy came in a little bit split, and then the Jack CP was able to make them even more split. And they were able to take a team fight off that. They were able to get the dragon, and it gave them a lot of momentum that they didn't have in the game. So I think that the dragon's going to be a huge focal point this game.
All right, Dominic, final question. Just on that last game, something to reflect on as we go to the next one. So was there anything big that stood out that kind of turned the game around at all?
I think that in Mashme's mind, he's going to want to play a hyper carry again because it went so well in Game 1, and he's confident. He knows he can make the plays that he needs to make, so he's going to be looking for, I think, a Vayne or a Twitch pick here.
All right, Dominate, thank you very much. Yeah, so I will Dominate. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll have you back after the third game. And we are just about to jump into that champ.